All right. Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm going to bring up the screen as well. Bear with us. All right, now we're sharing the tabletop.
Okay, so yeah, Sea Creek has a whole separate set of flooding charts, and this
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't think this
appear to
does.
have
I
that.
don't think
Yeah.
it does. But let's go look at the damage chart. Might explain it a little bit more. Just to tell the audience what we're trying to look up. We're just trying to look up the what the heavy flooding damage does, other than it's.
Yeah. What was the DE number?
Of course, I didn't write it down for that one. Um, where are you? Okay, let's go look at the damage effects, and then let's go look at more than one. I'm assuming there might be, but heavy flame cause listed. No gun values may fire next turn. No, that's what I think. That's it. It's
Okay.
it's 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 a list to port or starboard, and then let's go look at what it says. Yeah. So, well, for his guns cannot fire to port, which would be obviously detrimental for this turn, and we'll take it off next turn. I don't think he did. I don't think he honored it, even if it was like a turn before that. I think, um, yeah, I think we need to honor that, and then we can get rid of it. All right, I think we're good to start ordering. Let me see. The only thing is, I don't know what his. I remember. Okay, I don't know if they're finagling this. I do remember asking him to fire torpedoes at this line. So my that I think that would remain. That would actually start this next turn. All right. Now,
Yeah.
what I don't know that he did was, I don't think, before you start moving anything, he didn't give me any predictions. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me write down this stuff to be a little bit more honest here. Let me put that on my order sheet that I'm doing. And this is fourth. Fourth division. Is this one damaged? Yes, it is. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw me posting it, but we are going to use the optional rules, so I actually have to say port or start. Okay. Did you get that, Walter?
Good to know. Good to know.
All right. Damn.
What's the distress?
Having to guess it.
Oh yeah. I have not done torpedoes in this system in Sea Creek. I mean, you do
All right,
mass
just so that
navigation.
here I'll kind of talk it out to the audience just in case they haven't done it. All right, so the captain must record the game turn number, range to target ship, name of target ship, number of torpedoes to fire. 0.2, I think.
And yeah, remember the flotilla is down. I think 2 torpedo tubes, 2 or 3.
Yeah, but it's got 4. So it can fire 2. I'm gonna fire 2. But I think the interesting thing is you have to guess the aspect too, and they don't necessarily call it out as a guess, but you do need to kind of guess.
You're gonna
Yeah.
write down whether the ships are not going to change course or
Yeah. Mhm.
or how much they change course, 30 or 60.
So NC, just so that people know what we're doing there, is the 5 choices are no change of course, which is up to 30 degrees either direction. Um, P30, which is port turns of 30 or more. P60, which is port turns of 60 or more. S30, which is starboard turns of 30 or more, and S60, which is starboard 60 or more. So I have laid in my guess.
Okay.
And so whatever. That's that. That's that for these. Okay. The assumption is that that was the order from last turn, right? So it's actually going to be firing. It's going to be moving this turn. Okay. All right.
Let's see.
The only thing I haven't
Torpedoes.
done is I haven't really looked at the range in there, so we don't need to do that. And this is actually something you probably wouldn't even know, right? Yet.
I would not
But
know what you ordered because I don't see the fish till they come over to me.
yeah, right.
So.
But whatever. We're gonna be a little bit more open here. Whatever. It's all right. All right. And we're not literally tracking torpedoes. We're just using it for effect, and to then for Walter to laugh hysterically as they miss him, probably. All right. So
Oh, they might
then
hit. I mean,
let's
that run
see.
length is still
It's still within
fairly
1,000,
long.
right? It's within 1,000. Wait a minute.
It's
It's
more than
within
1,000.
2,000. Yeah,
Within
it's gonna be
2,000. Yeah.
Hold on. That's another thing we gotta mark. We gotta mark the speed, right? Give me a second. I need to look up the
The flotilla
destroyer
chart,
flotilla.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
Give me a second. Yeah, I gotta do it at 24. All right. So it's got up to 2,000. Whatever. I don't care. I'll be open on that. These have only got up to 2,000, so it should be fine. Yeah, we're well within the 4. All right. Okay. Just to remind everybody, these are 500 yards each. All right. Let's see.
So, am I the only? Remind me here. Am I running all the Russians this time?
No, Aaron's with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where is Aaron?
I was just say I didn't see him in StreamYard.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Sorry.
Hello.
Sorry, y'all. I can see y'all in the studio. Hey, Rich, how are you doing?
Morning. Yeah, you were busy.
Yeah. So,
I could hear the panic. I could hear the panic on your voice at the prospect of running the whole Russians yourself.
it was going to be slow. So you're going to get flags from me, but I would think doctrinally you're more aware that you're about to take a torpedo strike than I am. So you have the potential of ordering like the ships to turn into the fire and things like that. That wouldn't be what flags you get from me. Speaking of which, I may as well go ahead and, I mean, if we've started plotting for the turn.
I'm typing up my plotting
Yeah.
now. So.
Aaron, are you looking at the Discord channel? Because I'll type the flags in there. So, the Tsushima Discord.
No, I'm just looking at the SteamYard.
Okay. Well, when you're done typing up your flags, Peter, I'll go and just say mine to Aaron because we lack back.
Yeah,
channels.
if you don't mind, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
And you've already written the torpedoes down, right?
Yeah, I got that all planned out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's locked in.
So, Aaron, let me roll to see if they actually.
As a matter of fact, if you talk to him, I'm not even going to listen to you because I'm doing my orders. So don't worry about it. All right, so that.
Make sure we don't have a miscue with the flags. We do not. Okay. The flags you are getting are turn in succession, which means wait, do I have the turn right? Give me a second here. Make sure that's right. Yeah, which means each division is going to start its turns to port 60, and the first division, which is the division that's behind my battleships, has been ordered to attack with torpedoes. So what that
Okay.
would mean is you've got two divisions of battleships, and they've each been ordered to start turning port 60. And like I said, in addition to that, you're about to receive you're very likely about to receive torpedoes. So you might order obsolibdas. I can't even say that word. Anyway, um, yeah, your lead battleship division, you might change the order on. Like a typical thing here would be to turn into the torpedoes.
Yep.
I'm comically unable to say the name of that one ship.
Ozliabia.
Osliabia. Yes. The Bliat.
I think I might have made a pretty bad mistake here, but we'll see here in a second. All right, I think I have all my orders laid in, and I think I made a bit of a mistake with this torpedo planning, but we'll see.
We'll find out.
It'll be a learning experience for everybody. All right, don't do what I just did. All right, so are all your movements laid in, or are you about to tell him as well?
I gave him my flags.
Okay. So everybody's ready to
And
rock.
I'll start. Yeah, I'll start my movement here. Let's see, 3.9 inches. That's easy. Okay.
And that's where I think he was fired. He was ordered to do it last turn. But I don't know if he's gonna be broad aspect anymore by the time that he's moved. So I think I screwed it up. But
Well, but it's the aspect at the time they give the order.
okay. All right. Good. All right. That's good. Thank you for that, Rich. Thank you for that saving grace. Again, so just so I make sure I did that clearly, he was ordered to fire torpedoes the previous turn, so he fired torpedoes this turn.
Yeah, the
Correct.
torpedoes start moving
on
during the movement phase of that turn, the following turn.
The following turn. Okay, so that okay, so it actually moves with the move then, right? Like, so it was actually fired as
so,
these. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, right. while you guys are moving the ships, those torpedoes are in the water.
Yep. All right.
They've already been fired.
So that means that they're more probably, just from a visual perspective, they're probably more like up here then. All right. So then.
494. All right.
Oops. Hold on. Let me check this one before I move on. He just can't fire on this. Stock. Cannot reply to helm orders. Chance. Let me go look that damage up real quick. Okay, rudder jammed. I think it was damage 135. Rudder jam for the next 2 games. Your ship cannot reliably respond to helm orders. Either port or starboard ship cannot perform emergency turns. Oh, interesting. So I need to roll to see which way I can't turn. I'm doing that for this ship here, should I say. All right, so that's 43. So that means cannot turn to starboard, which is lovely. Thank you for that. So I think, oh boy, I think he's just gonna do this then. Well, that's lovely. Lovely little damage effect there. All right, beautiful. All right, now these guys are
Peter, while you're doing this, the tabletop simulator module you're using, is that your own or is that a common one? Like, how do I get access to this?
This is my own, but I can publish it. I can push the I can push it up to public, and then just give you the give the URL to the workshop for it.
That would be wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I usually just wait until I make sure I don't have anything too proprietary in there, which I don't think I do. I think I just have I did put the cheat sheet summary in here, and that's about it. And then I put a knots per 4 minutes with Admiral of the Fleet distances here. So these distances in the ruler are the grid distances on the table. These grids are here.
You must have put a lot of effort into this, building this.
Well, Tom, who had played last time, right? By the way, we did swap in a new model for the Mikasa. This is actually the Mikasa model.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a little different, and again, he kept it. I like it. It's nice. It's very good table. It's very good mid zoom detail. I mean, in others you can still see the pretty detail from pretty far away. It's pretty cool. I like his coloring that he did too.
Meanwhile, the Russian battleships don't actually have turrets. But that's
right. I thought those were all. I don't think they did. Right. They only had the in-hull barbettes and so forth. Right.
No, they had turrets.
Yeah, front and aft. Yeah,
they had turrets. Yeah, and they were cute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Up there were a few. Yeah, I can get them.
Kind of. Who does the models? Tom.
Tom, who was on the last couple of sessions. The guy that was the fellow that was my buffer. The cruiser.
So Aaron, are you on Tabletop Simulator, or are you just on the SteamYard?
60.
Just on Steam.
No, he's just on Steam. Yeah.
Okay.
StreamYard.
So I guess I'll move your ships.
I have access to Tabletop Simulator, but couldn't find any modules related to this.
Well, what you do is you join a game. Yeah. You join a game, and then you put in the user and password. Try and do that now.
Here, I'll give it to him in the StreamYard chat here real quick. All right, so that's the name of the server, and then that's the password.
Gotcha.
So if you go into Tabletop Simulator and then click multiplayer, and then look for the server Tsushima, and then the password rocks with a capital R. All right, so that's that. Let's get these guys going.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much going on to be helpful for both moving models. I mean, yeah. If all these torpedoes hit, then it's a whole new battle.
Aha.
and I can hear his.
Well,
So just for the record, my torpedoes would still all be out of range at the range you fired from.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Must have whitehead torpedoes or something like that. It seems to be true on the big ships too. Exciting. Ferrari boys.
how do I take this out of full screen?
I think it's a option, or it's a.
Gotcha.
Let me see. It might be menu.
You can try
menu configuration.
Alt-Enter, see if it toggles, or otherwise, yeah, you'll be in the settings.
Yep. Excellent.
And yes, I do it in Windows mode myself.
I'll be AFK just 1 second.
Okay, I've moved everybody but the main line. Here we go. Let's see what we're doing here. There's that.
I sensed correctly there was a croissant calling my name. So. So, Aaron, once you have moved your battleship divisions, then I'll move the. But you can run those destroyers if you like, but they're gonna be easier to move once the battleships have moved.
Now I need to figure out the.
I'm a real noob here. You're going to have to explain to me how I actually move these things.
So you first off, you use the hand icon in the upper left, and then you
Okay.
click on the ship you're going to move. And once you are holding the mouse button down, if you press
it says
tab,
gray. It says gray can't interact.
Oh, Peter's got to promote you.
In place. All right, there you go. All right, as far as I can tell, I've moved all the Japanese forces.
Okay. Would you promote Ferrari boys?
Yeah, I already did.
Okay.
Yeah, it still says gray cannot interact. Do I have to?
You got to click on a color also. You'll notice colors around the side of the table.
I only see.
Oh.
I only see green, and I click on it, and it doesn't do anything.
What are you trying to do?
He's got to pick a color, and then you've got to give him access to move the ships.
Hold on. Maybe I got to give him a color. Where is this? Here, I'll give him green then. But he shouldn't have. He's promoted, so he should be able to move his ships.
I see your hands moving around now.
My hand has now gone green.
All right, so then you should be able to just all right. Before you move anything, hold on a second. Let me give you a marker so that you can kind of. All right. So what I tend to do, especially as you're learning it, put a marker towards where the bow of your ship is, and then all right. So what's your knots right now?
For that group, it's 13.
13. Okay. So if you look on this sheet I got right here, right, this big ruler looking thing, or this big
Yep.
chart, you hit Alt and it'll bring it in front of you a little bit better. Okay. So if you just mouse over it and hit Alt, it'll kind of bring it to your face, if you will. Right.
Gotcha.
Does that help?
Yeah,
All right.
perfect.
So that's how many inches you go for whatever knots whatever your determined knots are. Right. And don't forget that if you're turning, you have to reduce that based on your ship sheet. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then each
So then,
square here
yeah.
is
Okay. So let me
100.
walk you through one. Let me walk you through one other thing. All right. On the left hand side, there's a table of contents looking thing on the left hand of the screen. Right. There's a hand up there, and there's a few other images. Right. So
Okay.
on the fourth image, it says line.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Now the first circle, you want to make that say grid. All right. The second circle, you want to have 2D, which it might be the default. I don't know. The ruler mode should be auto. Okay. And then the hovered object should be center. And then the last one should say no log. All right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It says inch 2D free edge.
Okay, you got to change. Okay, you want to change that to. You want to change the units to grid.
Units is the first one, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Just click
gotcha.
on the circle and get it to grid,
Yeah.
and then I think you want your mode
So it
to
says
auto.
grid 2D free.
Yeah, you want to change the free to auto.
Okay, auto it is.
Mm-hmm. And then the hovered object, you want it to be center.
I just realized something cool. I'm on page 26, and the example is the same turn and the same target as is actually happening in the game.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually good. Well, in
See,
this case,
we actually play tested this.
Well, the target is Nakamov, by the way.
Oh well, now you ruined it.
Yeah, right. but it's pretty damn close. So all right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So here. Let me. Yeah. Don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. Here. No. Let me show you how to do it. What you do is you hold it and then you hit tab, and then you see how it marks. See how it marks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep it all down though. You got to keep the tab down and you got to keep your mouse button down. And as you can see, it's kind of, fluid there. So you got to kind of like. That's why I always recommend using a marker the first time you're doing it.
And so, what are your flags for your division? What are you actually doing?
It was continue as before. Which in this case, these guys are going this way. These guys.
Oh no! I meant the battleships because they got an order to turn, but he also, in addition, right? He might have told them to turn line abreast or whatever to better deal with the torpedoes.
Yeah, they turn line
I'm
abreast.
Get these markers out of your way too.
They turn line abreast, port 60.
Okay. So you're gonna move them all individually. That's gonna be 2 30-degree turns.
All right, so I can basically go ahead and tell you the torpedo ain't gonna hit it. So,
is that a turn in succession or turn together to form a line of rep?
Turn together.
Okay.
Right. So he did not do what flag issued, but given the torpedoes, that's I think reasonable.
Hey, it's just like modern ASW. I did it to make you do something.
That would definitely work. And if you had helicopters with sono buoys and air-launched torpedoes, it would definitely change the outcome of the fight.
Yeah.
And maybe some of those not aircraft carriers in the not Japanese Navy. That would change things.
Yeah, they got some interesting
as I do the turn, can I put like a waypoint in there or something, or do I have to just estimate where
You gotta break it up. Yeah, unfortunately, you gotta break it up.
When you're doing
And
a
if you want,
60-degree turn, let me
here,
pull up that.
let me give you a couple. Let me give you a couple of these little go markers. You can kind of use them as.
Yeah, let me double check. I am not quoting Seekrieg to you, and then I'm actually doing Admiral of the Fleet. Okay, so a 60-degree turn. Oh, 3 segments. So yeah, you would take the lower speed for being turning, and then you would do it as 3 segments.
Now, Rich, I'm glad you asked that question before because if he was doing secession, I probably would have hit him, right?
You probably would have what?
I might have.
You've been more likely to hit, yeah.
I might have hit Nakama with the salvo if he had done secession. So he might have. You know what I'm saying? Like if Nakama moves 60 degrees, then he's already made me miss. So. If he turns 60 degrees, I'm gonna miss. So. Sorry to interrupt, Walter. Go for it.
How do I find the speed deduction for the turn?
It's on the ship chart. You find the gray line knots is your revolutions, like your engines are going at 13, and then you look down to the standard line, and that's how far you actually move.
Okay.
And then you break that into thirds, which means I did my move wrong, Mr. Mover.
And if I'm 13, what do I do? Do I round down? Do I round up? Like, how does that work?
Get it as close as you need to. It's not that,
Right.
I
mean, this is not surgery. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. 10, and I did you say break it into 4?
3 parts.
3. Okay. All right.
Now I'll leave my ships as is. Just hurts me a little bit.
I put a couple of these.
Quite tight enough.
Yeah, don't do it that way. Yeah, just go straight.
Yeah, the first third straight, you do basically 20 port, move, 20 port, move, 20 port.
So I'm moving given it's 13, I'm moving a total of 9 or 10 knots. Let's call it.
Right.
Let's call it 9. Right. So 3.
Well, 9 knots at 4 minutes is 2.34 grid.
Gotcha.
So you're going to go about 0.8 inch in each segment.
And have you turned already? Have you actually done your 20 degree?
I have not yet.
All right, so hold on. Let me do that for you. All right, what you do is you put your mouse over it and you hit Q. I think that'll probably be about right.
Ah.
All right. So now you've done your first turn. Now you're going to go point whatever the heck.
0.8.
Yeah, just it's not very far. Here, you mark it and I'll move it. You mark it and I'll move it. Just go ahead and mark it.
So I just grab this.
You can do that if you want. Like put it right here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just move it up to that purple thing, and then there you go. There you go. So it'll be about like this, and then probably like that, right?
Yeah.
That's where you're trying to go, right? That's what you're trying to do. All right. I would go ahead and just kind of put it up there. It's fine.
And I could just do that, and then
then Q.
Yeah.
Here, I'll fix
it. And F to flip it. Yep. There we go.
Here you go, like that. See, that's where you want it, right?
Yes. How did you do the extra thing? Like 1 Q turned it, but
1 Q. It's not perfect, by the way. And if you're doing, are you doing secession or are you doing it? I thought you did
together. So basically, they just turn in effectively in line.
All right.
So you went.
Wait, hold on a second.
He went line abreast, so they're each turning.
So this is like this, I guess, right?
Oh, you want everybody like this, line abreast. All right, you'll end up like this then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so then you're gonna end up like that. You mean?
Yep.
That is interesting.
Yep. Well, and obviously you're trying to throw off the.
You're about like that, right?
The torpedoes, yeah.
And he did.
That's right.
So again.
Oh, nice.
Although, will they I thought they will. Will they not try to hit another target within? Maybe I'm getting my two rules mixed up.
There's the whole thing. Yeah, there's within 5 inches have a chance of being hit by one. So I don't know these torpedo rules as well as I know the secret ones. So we had better look through them together.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And you said optional torpedo rules, movement and direction. Okay. Here it was pretty on this. Let's see. Right.
Nearby ships hit by torpedoes. Page 26, bottom left. Any portion of any ship model that is within 5 inches of the center of a ship undergoing a ship is considered to be in danger of being hit by a single torpedo.
At half the chance it would normally, yeah. So.
All right, I think we do need to roll for that, do we not?
And then this one, should I just finish moving my ships first? So then this one moves here, but this is a turn in succession, right? So they just literally follow. How do I?
Uh-oh. He might be hit, right?
He's at danger of being hit by a torpedo. He is, yes.
Yeah.
Now in Sea Creek, we would then like roll the whole salvo on him because he's gone into the track. But
right, but we're just gonna do it for one.
Yeah.
At half.
Yep.
Do you feel like it's fair that he's got one and this guy rolls for one or no?
It's the rule is you figure out 5 inches.
It is.
Yeah, then each of those ships have a chance of one torpedo to the total in the salvo. So
even this ship maybe. I mean, this is basically where Nakamov was, right about there.
Should we measure from the target or from where the torpedoes were aimed?
From the target.
From the target. Okay.
Okay, so it's 5 inches from this guy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
That's going to be
significant.
Those 3 ships and the destroyers, but not the destroyers because they haven't moved yet.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. They're going this way, right? Yeah. All right.
Yes, they have been ordered.
Yeah. So this guy's not going to get hit. I would say chance on Navra, and there's a chance.
You're going to roll one fish on each of those 3 battleships. I think
that's
the fair way to do it. So.
But not. So here's the thing: he absolutely missed this guy because he didn't predict it properly. So I'm going to say it's probably 1.5 here, 1.5 here, right? He missed Nakamov entirely. That was my intended target. So I did not predict it properly, so I missed them. So I'm gonna... Wow. What speed are these guys at?
26 knots.
Nice. The speedboats of the era.
Slower than yours, I think.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
They're about to get atomized too, because I'm not in position to make the launch yet. But here they come. Whoops. Apologies to me. How rude.
So you'll probably get a hit on these guys. They had turned about between 30 and 60.
So you can see I'm going to move one more time, whoever's alive, and then I'm going to do my actual attack run next turn. So, meanwhile, everyone's fire accuracy is all over.
Turn, right. Just I'll give it to you if you haven't, but you've ordered it this turn, though, right?
No, it's going to be a whole nother turn of movement, and then so next turn I'm ordering it, and then the following turn the fish will be in the water.
Oh, you're going for these guys.
Typical Russian model.
It's time to panic, yes?
No panic. Brothers morale high. Simply advancing in a new direction. So, having started off well here, the Russians decided to reenact history. Basically what's going on here. Although you may get flags to turn away again from me. Yeah, your gunnery is all over the place now. Particularly all the destroyers heading your way.
All right, I think everybody's moved, haven't they?
So do you want me to move the 1st Division now?
Go ahead and finish the move with the other battleship
Yeah,
division.
finish. You're finished with this, are you?
Yeah, that's finished. So just these, I think, now. But yeah,
I did those. I'm moving the 1st Division.
Okay.
They started their turn to port as well.
I'll have my markers back then. Oops. Oops. Ah.
Suvorov caught in a freak wave.
My ineptitude has no bounds.
I'm gonna have to pick new targets too, so this is exciting. Yeah, I had been firing on the 3rd Division, and I'm gonna have to switch targets.
Yeah, I think everybody's got switch targets, right? Everybody's got the half salvos.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think anybody's got it. Their original targets.
Maybe not all the Japanese ships not named yet.
They should be. Just put your mouse over them.
Oh, weird! I have to do it with the hand.
These guys need CA in front of their thing, but that's not.
Orel. Okay.
How about this flags marked, right?
Okay.
One second, I'll make sure.
Tokyo. Yeah, this is taking me a minute here. Sorry. Yakumo.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I got my flags on there right. Let's see.
Asama. $8,200. Okay.
So the 1st Division only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1st Squadron 3rd is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 back here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right, I think we're ready to start firing, right?
Just a second. I'm still writing everything down. Let's see, and then Orel 7. Okay. Okay. Yes, I am ready, and I'm probably gonna miss with everything. So let me quick run my numbers here. I am firing at the Izumo with the Orel.
Adzuma or Izumo? Izumo.
I apparently have engaged the cruiser line.
right?
So
Which
it
of
is.
these two?
It is the Adzuma. Yeah.
Adzuma. Okay.
Adzuma. Yeah.
All right, let me go get that up here. Where are you, sheet? Adzuma. I am now on the Adzuma.
Okay.
All right,
Primaries. That's a
so-
miss. Half rate of fire. Secondaries are in range, and oh damn it, look them up. Okay. So that is at this range. I'm at 7,000 long range. So rate of fire is 5. So normally this would be 5 times 6, just to 15 rounds.
You're at 8.
You're measuring from the wrong ship.
Which one are you coming from?
The last in line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I went by the order you're in rather than your. Yeah.
Oh, so you went against the Adzuma.
Adzuma.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I'm firing at the back 4 that are facing me. So
these guys right here. Right?
Yeah. This is now a bit of a gunnery mess for the Russians, but destroyer torpedoes will do that for you. So okay, my FCS. What's your speed? Between 10 and 18, right?
Yes.
So starts at a 3. Are there other modifiers? There's a half rate of fire. There's no over concentration. 3 chart, 15 rounds, 14% chance of hitting. Well, I'll be damned. 1 secondary round hit. Okay. So medium range, rolling for hit location. We have vertical.
All right.
Penetration with this round is it's 2.
All right, my vertical's 5. Forward.
Okay.
Adzuma, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and that's a lot of armor for a cruiser. Goodness. And the hit location is 00.
Oh.
So your DE, your DE is whatever 00 is.
Oh, party. Sorry, I was looking at that. 00 is 101. Wait, is it class 1 or class 2?
It's class 2.
All right, so 241. 241 then is main radio room out of action, permanent loss of 1 FCR. Okay.
Flight controller.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Signals may only be issued during the next 2 game turns on a roll 1 to 55. Is that in general?
That's that ship.
Meaning just there's a chance that I might not be able to get flag signals up, but he's not a flag ship. So, all right.
Okay, we have the Borodino on the Tokiwa primaries. I gotta look that up too. So my normal rate of fire at 7,500 yards would be 2. So this is just 4 rounds. 4 rounds on the 6 chart.
Tokiwa.
Hit. Look at that. All right. Hit location at medium range. 41. That is vertical. My vertical penetration is 6.
I have 4.
Okay. All right. Rolling hit location. 21 in the class 1s.
105. So let's go look at that. Hold on. So Tokiwa, I got a D105.
D105. Ammo hoist or handling room. 1 primary battery out of action. Permanent. Roll to determine location of turret or gun mount. Rate of fire reduced by 50%.
All right, hold on. Put that on here.
Nice shot.
It was.
And secondaries.
At half rate.
Secondaries miss. Okay.
That was Borodino did that?
Yep.
Lovely.
Okay. Alexander on Yakuma. I've missed with the primaries. Here come the secondaries. I've missed the secondaries. Suvorov on the Osama. This is over 8,000. So this fire. 1 moment. There's the There's the Suvorov's chart. Okay. You see a paltry 2 rounds from the primaries on the Osama. They miss. The secondaries also miss. All done. Wait, my flotillas might fire. Let me look real quick.
They got
This
fire on the other flotilla. Oh, not you.
Yeah.
Hey, you can fire them if you want.
I guess they will fire on the Ottawa because they're right there, right? So
Yeah, I think that seems.
what else would you do, right? All right, so flotilla firing at a ship. This is the one where we just have a number on the chart. Destroyer divisions.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Flotillas can't engage big ships.
Okay. There we go.
You can they can only engage other flotillas with gunfire.
All right. So in that case, I should shoot at the closest flotilla.
Which really is probably one of these right here.
Yeah, I would think these guys here. All right, flotilla versus flotilla. And then I don't remember how to sort this out.
Flotillas on flotillas. Each ship in the flotilla performs a single roll to hit. If successful, another roll is made and the result compared with chart F2.
My gunfire is 6. So am I doing this on the... what chart is this? Let's see.
F1, I think.
So there's F2, flotilla versus flotilla, but I think we still have to determine.
You still got to use the regular. You got to use the regular charting for that for the other.
So is this 1 round at FCS6 or? Nah, I gotta look it up again.
Hold on, I'll look it up too. Just we'll race for it.
Each ship gets a roll.
But which row and column on G1 are they doing?
It's not used. It's just
okay.
It's just on the sheet.
F2, right? and it's like, okay, here's one ship. I'm gonna roll the dice. I get 36 to 45. The
percentage is on the
one ship must roll.
Look at the
1 to 60 to successfully fire torpedoes whenever
okay.
they fire them.
All right, I'm gonna roll 5 times against your first destroyer division. Here we go.
And they're going at 0 to 18 knots, so you probably have about an 18% chance on each one. Your flotilla sheet should show you your percent chance. That's what you were looking for.
So the gunfire chart shows
your
9 and 6. So I have a 6% chance.
Well, I'm only going probably the 0 to 18 knots, right?
Oh, okay.
There's two columns, right?
But that gunfire box, that's the percentage chance of a hit. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
These things must have little 3-inch guns or something. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to roll 5 times for a 9. First. Misses. Second. Misses.
What is the range on these, though?
Fourth.
I feel like you're definitely within range here, but what is the maximum range on the flotilla?
Well, for all of you, you got to be within 4,500 yards.
Okay.
Flotilla to flotilla. There's no,
right.
gun range per se. There, it's like, in order to engage flotilla versus flotilla, you got to be within 4,500 yards.
You're definitely within that on both these. So.
Okay, so yeah, my flotilla has fired. There we go.
Okay, so
that's me done.
Right there.
Do you want to move on to
have Aaron to go?
Aaron takes over his stuff. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Cool. So you're gonna have to walk me through this. I'm firing basically at for the battleships here. I'm continuing to fire at the CAs that I was firing at before.
Okay, so do you want to do two on these two?
Yeah, this one has to shoot targets because I think the primary turret is out. The battle turret is out, so only the rear turret can bear on this one. I think.
I think you're correct. You're right. You want to just go ahead and do that then?
All right. How do I roll the dice? How does that work?
here. Just this, these will be yours right here. What you do is you square around them, right? You kind of move around them,
Yep.
and then hit R a couple times. Just like hit R like 2 or 3 times in a row. There you go,
Okay.
and let it go, and just let it go down. And then the red is your 10s, and the green is
so forget it. 42
I
isn't
would
going to
think
do
probably
anything.
forget it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, these guys have changed. These guys have changed target, I believe. I think that these two would have changed target.
These will just continue at the same targets that they were before.
Okay, then they don't have to have their rate of fire, so these guys can still fire on him. All right, so Veliki versus Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just
the range is 7. So what is that? 3,500.
yes, correct.
Okay.
And then you only have the arc here, though. You don't have the broadside arc on him.
Yeah,
so
that's right. So that's a full 2 barrels.
I think that's correct. That's not. Yeah, it brings you to 2 instead of 4, right?
Yeah. So let's just roll some dice and see what it got.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Watch out! You're rolling your ship. Watch out!
I'm rolling my.
You still had it. Which that's the first time I've ever seen that, by the way. That's funny. All right, yeah, you just re-highlight and just hit R a few times in a row. Just kind of gives it a good.
Okay.
Just kind of go around it, highlight them both, and then hit R a few times. There you go. That's fine. 2 or 3 times. Good. All right. Okay. So then you got 33, which 33. You might want to check it. All right. Again, I'm going to go through the gun range flow. So you found the range. All right. You cross-referenced your FGS. You got all that jazz.
Yep. And a rate of fire is 3, so 6 shots.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Correct. So then we go look at G1 for 6. What was your final FCS?
What is the target speed? Sorry.
Target speed was 14.
Okay, yeah, so 6 plus 1, right? 7.
Correct. So 7 on the 6. No, you definitely didn't get it.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Next one. Let's not roll the ship this time.
You're doing Navran to
67. No, forget that. And the last one.
Okay, this is for primary. Knock him off to Kasagi.
Yeah, 61.
That would probably be a miss. Okay, and you didn't have any over concentration, so that's good.
Yep.
All right, cool.
The secondaries here are going to open up on this division.
Okay. You got to watch out, because if anything is within 5,000 yards, you can't fire over it, but only.
So only this one? Is that what you're saying?
I think you can only fire with it. Rich, you can say otherwise, but I think the way that they're positioned here, I don't think these guys can fire.
I think that would be reasonable. I'm all for reasonable.
Now you have other things you could fire at, of course.
Yeah. So this one will fire on here.
Yeah, and then this guy could probably fire on these guys.
Ultra short range. Rate fire 6, so that would be 30 rounds. Wow.
Yeah, you're about to do some damage on that.
Yeah, and he's close enough. He's going to get the.
Yeah, he already gave it to himself. Yeah.
And the speed of this division.
I'm sorry. The speed of that was 14.
Yeah, so that puts it at 5. I assume they're not large, right? So that would put them at 5.
No, these are like
they got I think they're negative target size.
Right. So how does that work? I'm good because it's so my FCS is 5 and 30 shots, whatever that means.
I think that's correct.
5, even with the well, you're at 1250 to 2450 yards, right? So you add 5 for that.
Right, that's what he gets. He gets 5, right?
Well, no, he should
What
have.
is his base?
He should have
Yeah.
FCS
He should
also.
he should have a base FCS as well for.
Look
knock
at
him
your
off.
gunnery FCS chart for the gun you're firing.
Yep,
What's that number?
it is at this range. Let me just re-verify the range.
He has an F.
So you're at short range. That's what you're looking. Gunnery FCS
Yeah.
short range.
He has an FCS halved the next turn only marker on his ship.
Okay.
And
But we still need to know, those are going how fast?
14.
Okay. So short, broad aspect. What's the number for 10 to 18 knots? Should be around 5.
It is 5.
Okay. And what's the range again?
4.1. That's like 2,000 yards.
2,000 yards. So you are going to add 5 to that number.
Yeah,
That's
you have
chart
to you
C1.
have to have the FCS because he has damage that says he halves it for the next.
So from 5 to 3, then plus 5 for the range. So you're on the 8. You're on the 8 column. And how many rounds?
30.
Is that the same target as last turn?
No.
That is a new target.
15 then. 15 rounds on the 8. Your chance to hit is 41%.
All right. Let me.
Right here.
All right.
Probably got it.
Hit.
Made it.
So then we go to F1 and you roll percentile.
I roll a 74.
One torpedo tube out of action on 2 ships. But of course they've already fired, so.
Right, I think they're out of torpedoes anyway. So
now with flotillas, you don't get you do get a chance of getting another hit.
I don't know the answer.
well, that was the damage effect. I mean, yes, you can get hit again. Yes, that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the chance for the gun to score an additional hit. I don't know if that's part of the.
Well, no, that's really,
actually it does.
It's
ahead,
an
Rich.
additional damage effect,
Right.
and it's based on
The probability of the
the larger shells being able to do more damage. In the case of a single.
But do we roll that when we're firing at
flotillas as well?
Yes. It is
So
written
roll
as such.
again.
Okay.
Yes, and you check the red percentile marker next to the penetration table on the ship. And I think you got it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you definitely did. So you do another
22%.
damage.
Yeah, I got it.
So you roll damage again. 61 on the F1. One ship in danger of sinking due to flooding and structural damage next 2 turns on a roll of 1 to 25. So one of the ships might sink if you get a 1 through 25. Go ahead and roll.
And then we'll have to remember to roll again next turn.
Not this one, but yeah, let's make a note of that. All right. I already wrote it on the thing, so that's fine. All right. That's all your secondaries from this squad, correct?
Agreed. Yes.
And primaries. All right. So now you're on your
agreed
right here. All right. Who are you going to target with Nikolai?
So these continue firing at the previous target again, which were these for the primaries, and the secondaries open up against these.
All right. So you basically only have your half guns from here, and can the bow fire on here? And any let's just look for any damage. I don't think you have any damage on Nikolai. Nope. So you don't have anything. So you should have your whole, however many mounts can fire rounds that way. Do you remember who they were firing on? They were just going 1, 2, 3 right here.
Yeah, it was. You're correct. It was fire from the left, right? So.
Correct, and I just don't know if this guy had been firing. Which, if it's the first fire, then there's no modifier anyway. So, Yeah, I'm cool with that. So you're just gonna go Nikolai to Ottawa.
Yes, please.
All right. So let's look at the distance there. You're at 4.3. You're at 4,300 yards.
But let me just roll the dice and see if it's even within
Mm-hmm.
range.
No,
70.
from
It's not going to do anything, is it?
correct.
All right. So the next one, is it within arc? It looks like it is.
On this guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Considering
Think
the
of all the
scale of the
times
ships. Yeah.
Lon has saved us over the years.
All right. But again, let me just roll the dice and see what I get.
Hmm. Yeah, you definitely got it. You got.
That
Yeah,
may
you
be
definitely hit it.
it may be multiple hits, I guess. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta figure that one out. All right, hold on. Let's get the exact. Okay, so you're at 5250.
Which puts it at short range. What is your target speed?
These guys were at 15 knots.
Gives me an FCS of 4.
And what
Plus
was the
one,
range?
5.
Size is 5.
There we go.
Yeah. No over constant. I'm sorry, I did it to the wrong ship. You're doing this ship, right? Is that
Yes.
right? Let me make sure I did that right. No, you have. Let me. Damn it.
If it's up to 12, then it's still within short range.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're 4,500, 4,550 basically. All right.
So that's a total of I fired before, so it's a total of 6 shots. And an FCS of 5, I believe.
Correct. I think you got about a 17 or 18% chance. Is that right? Looks like it.
Let's see, it's just 5, 6 shots. Gets me a 12, so it's only 1 shot anyway. So yes, it's 1 shot hit. So rolling for effect.
Well, hold on. Before you do that roll is for whether you hit horizontal or vertical.
Oh, okay, yes.
So that would be what, the vertical? I think pretty much 95 would be vertical. So you hit the vertical. What is your penetration with that primary from Nikolai to Niitaka? What is the
Now
penetration
you're
of that?
asking. The penetration at that range on vertical, did you say, is 8?
Correct. All right. Hold on. Hold that thought, okay? Niitaka. he's got no vertical. That's a light cruiser. He's got no vertical. Now I know why Tom was complaining. All right. Yeah, you definitely you over penetrated that one.
This is
All right,
why in
so-
Seekbeak our main activity is making portholes.
I'm going to roll again for
Pass-throughs.
location.
Now you roll for damage determination. Yeah. What'd you
So
get?
it's at 50? Yeah.
Yeah, red is the 10s, so 50. You get 123 on the class 1. So let's go get that. 123. Come on, 123. All right, flooding in one boiler room. Boiler room is permanently out of action. Possible
Ooh, that's
additional
not-
damage due to possible additional damage due to boiler explosion. Roll a d20.
On the
I did
Chitose?
roll d. I'm sorry.
On the Chitose?
No,
Or
on a
different
Niitaka or whatever.
I think the Chitose, I think, was about to. One of these ships
So
would
it's not-
completely halt if it got another one of those.
Do you,
It wasn't
you
that.
want me to roll? You want me to roll again? Did you say?
Yes, please.
88.
I think that did not cause the explosion. No. Loss of one DCR, and loss of 1 additional boiler room if the roll is 115. No, you did not get either. So you didn't get an explosion, and there is no DCR otherwise. So the boiler room is permanently out of action, though, which then brings Niitaka's speed down. I don't know. I don't think they had any other. No, but let's go look at the sheet, see what that does for its max speed.
These ships end up pretty slow when they lose a boiler.
Where the heck is that? That is on the. Oh, there it is. First hit is down to. It's not too bad on the first hit for some reason on this one.
Oh wow!
He has a
Do you have
max-
more than 2 boiler rooms?
I guess that's what it is.
What's it say? What's the?
Yeah, I mean,
The
there's
the first number is the number of boiler rooms, I believe.
it's 3. Yeah.
So you lose 1 more boiler room and then you'll be slow.
Yes, exactly. Right now
Most
it's
of these
down
ships
to
only have
17 max.
2 engine rooms, 2 props, and 2 boiler rooms. So You're
So
better
have a
engineered.
53%, I believe, of additional damage.
From a class 1, yes, correct. Go ahead and roll it. And you got it.
Which I get.
So that's another class 1 damage. So go ahead and roll just roll for whichever one it is.
A 76.
A 76 would give you 130. So let me go find that. Lovely.
I did forget to roll the additional DE chance on my 1 penetration.
One torpedo mount out of action, permanent. Roll to determine location.
There we go. I didn't get an additional DE. So
I'm going to assume it's a. Let's just go ahead and call it one of the port torpedo tubes in the center. If there's all right, we'll
Yep.
call it that.
Sounds good.
All right. Is that it?
I think
At least for that one.
This one is an arc as well, right? I think we've done these 2.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, this one. We were just doing this one, right?
We were just doing this one, yeah.
So this one, okay. Let me just roll the dice and just see what I get.
Mm-hmm. You're going for it. That's Kasagi, right? Yeah.
Ooh.
Might do it.
Possible.
Possible. Depends on the rate of fire.
I think
I don't
if it's
think
similar to the previous one, it was like 15% or something. So I think it's probably not.
Okay, that's probably not. All right.
I'm just
You want to do
gonna
primary
say
on
no.
Sinyavin?
Yeah, let's just roll again and see if it's within. No, forget
I
it.
don't think that's going to do it. All right. So those are primaries. Do you want to do
Yeah.
secondaries on this division, or?
Yep. Ooh, look, target practice.
All right.
you're close. You're broad. It should hurt.
Might as well get something out of it before you possibly get hit by 1 torpedo there.
It's 1500 range, right? So it's very short. My rate of fire is actually not as good as you'd think.
Yeah, it
Not
caps
quite as
out
good
at
as
6, right? On those
Well,
secondaries, yeah.
The secondary is actually the rate of fire on the Nikolai is only 2.
And you have a ship with no secondaries somewhere in your line too.
Yeah, but the Nikolai has 2, so that it has. So it's a total of 4 rounds, and I'll just go against him, against him, against him. Let me just roll the dice and see what I get. As if I can grab the dice.
Well, I think you're just firing on the flotilla, and then the ship is.
Exactly.
44. I don't think that's. I don't think that's
You're
worth even.
gonna have to run the numbers because you get the range bonus, and you're firing a lot of shots. What was the FCS?
Probably does hit it.
Yeah. Is it under 1250?
What is the speed?
These are 14 knots. They weren't
The FCS is 5.
Okay, and is it under 1250 yards? It's under 2.5 inches.
I don't think so, but no.
So it's just +5. So we're 10. And how many rounds?
4.
4 rounds on the 10.
Half because it's the first shot, right?
No, not on first.
If you hadn't been firing another target, then it's not. So.
Okay.
What were you firing your secondaries on? So yes, there would be a change.
It's only 4. This is the primaries. Oh, this is the ship with the weird secondaries. 17% chance with. No, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. It's 4 shots on the 10 is 17% chance.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it's so few shots. I guess I don't know the ship.
It's probably just doesn't have quick fires.
Which ship was this?
Nikolai.
That was the Nikolai?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the
Imperator
4.
Nikolai is an old ship.
Yeah, 4 secondaries. That's it. I got you.
The next one is it's the rate of fire is much higher. It's a rate of fire of 8, but it's only 2 barrels, right? So 16 shots this time. Let me just roll again and see if it's worth it.
Okay.
You didn't hit, but
I don't think so.
My only question is whether or not you were firing your secondaries at a different target last turn. I just don't know the answer.
That division was basically, other than lead ship, was not able to fire at anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm cool with that. That's fine.
It's sort of moot. Now with this guy here, which arc am I in? I assume
That
it's
would probably
forward
be
arc, right?
just other than forward, but other than the broadside, you just don't get the full broadside one. I wouldn't say.
So I get.
Although, flood.
He's only got 4 secondaries again, and what are their arcs?
Actually, I've only got 1 barrel, I think, within arc.
Okay.
Even close
you've got the quarter ones in the hold. Yeah. So yeah, you've got the one. Its rate of fire is 8. So you're fighting 8 rounds
with a rate of fire of 8. So let me just roll and see.
Yep. Yep. Nope.
You get it?
Probably not. No.
Russian futility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
when you get to the panic, yes.
Yeah, when you get to the 3rd division, you're talking not a lot of firepower. So.
All right. So that's everybody, is it? Or your cruiser's going to fire here on these guys, maybe?
I think only the lead would have a chance, right?
I think that's appropriate.
Let me just roll and see if it's even.
It'll probably be a limited amount of them anyway.
62 to get it.
I don't think you're going to get it. Okay. Whatever. You have a chance. If you have a chance, you have a chance. All right. Start the Japanese. All right. Do we want to go ahead and roll this half chance for these two right here?
Yep. Time has come.
Right. All right. Let's go look at its torpedo tracking. So it's definitely within that turn. These were set at 20 knots. What is the size of these ships? That's what we need to know. So let's do the Nikolai first. What is the size of Nikolai?
Target size is
physical size.
Yeah.
No physical length of target.
334 feet.
All right, so that's in the second column. Now I'm assuming because this is only going 2,000 yards anyway, I use the 3,000 range percentile. I'm assuming I use the first row available.
13 to 22 knots, 2,000 yards.
Which is going to be up to 3, so that's the 19%. So we cut that in half.
Right. So
I have an 8%. Yeah, all right, whatever.
9%?
Whatever. Definitely didn't get it. So this is just...
Okay.
All right, so now these guys are done. All right, so here, probably same size ship, same arc, so that's probably the same. Yeah. Oh, shit!
Oh, my goodness!
Everybody do note of this.
All right, so your next roll is your dud chance, and that is a 15% chance. Not a dud.
Not a dud. All right.
All right. Now, what is the class of the torpedo?
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like H or something.
Yeah.
Give me a second. It's 4th flotilla, right?
It's going to be GH or I, so you got another percentile roll.
H.
Yeah. Still better than ours.
All right, I get a 65.
So this has done 1 DCR to the is that the Navarin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Navarin takes a DCR and is going to take a torpedo damage effect. Class 3, right? No.
It's class 1. All torpedo hits class 1.
So a class 1, and then you just roll. I roll to see which one. All right, here we go. And that would be a 56 on your Navran damage class 1 chart. What does that end up being?
So a 56 would be
Mhm.
a 125. Okay.
Okay, so
one-
D125. Let's go look at what that
And
is.
the torpedo line says heavy flooding causes list. No fire next turn. Loss of 2 more DCR.
Hold on.
So you lost
on.
3 this turn, and I think you're still above the red number.
So 3. So 2 more. So heavy listening. It was to port. Is that right?
It's random. We haven't determined if it's port or
Listening
starboard.
to.
Even is port.
All right.
Starboard.
So
Listing to starboard.
all right.
So
How do
he's
you-
going to
I'm
have
gonna-
3 class 3s to roll this turn. And
Peter,
there's
how
one
do you
more roll.
annotate this?
Wait, say that again, Aaron.
How do you annotate this on the ship?
I've done it for you.
No, on the ship sheet, go to the damage determination, go to DE 125. What I do is I write down the turn number, and then somewhere I write down those effects, whether on the ship model or just down at the bottom of the page.
Thank you.
Yeah, in this case, you've lost what, 3 DCR total?
3 DCR,
in the
yeah.
turn?
So that's
Yeah.
3 more rolls on the class
your-
3.
Class 3. And there's one more roll.
Yeah, you're right. I did,
Okay.
and I don't think I got that.
Did
Then
not take a boiler room or engine room out.
okay. So then now I'm doing the first.
Sorry, what was the
class.
additional roll for just now?
The additional possible effect was you could have additionally lost a boiler room or engine room, but you didn't.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so now we're doing 3 class 3 rolls for the 3 DCR you lost, right?
He's going to roll those at the end of the turn, though.
Yeah.
So Aaron gets to roll those.
Isn't it sort of the end of turn anyway? Like,
I don't
No, the
understand that.
Japanese, to my knowledge, have not fired the rest of their guns.
gotcha.
Why would you
Yeah.
wait all the way to the end, though?
Yeah,
Because
you really need to wait until the end of the turn because the ship could end up with more damage, and you want to know, it could beyond that 50, beyond that barrier that makes it in the red.
The crippled status and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's taken into account during class 3 only. Is that the?
There's lots of damage that does take your current tier into consideration.
Well, then how do you keep track of that, though? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Make note of it. Yeah.
Well, you keep track of it on the ship log sheet, right under your damage control rating, and
Right.
you just keep subtracting from your original,
Right.
and
then is
you know,
there
at the-
fate?
at the end of the game turn, you start rolling for any
Right,
of those class 3 hits that you receive. and-
But
Right.
if you're having trouble keeping track of which ones you rolled the class 3s for, maybe you want to start doing something like cross tick the DCR loss when you've rolled for it, things like that, so you can keep track.
That's a good point.
yeah,
But is there a clear end phase that mentions that? Do you know what I'm saying? Just from an administrative perspective, does something clearly say, wait? I'm just trying to.
I can't remember if it's in there or not, but it's since your DCR rating can change up until the end of a turn.
Okay. All
You
right.
really can't roll it until roll
Yeah.
for your class 3s.
Yeah,
until
page
the end
29.
of the turn. 29. Okay.
I could just tell you from an administrative perspective at the table, that would be kind of.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's basically they should tick off on their damage
Yeah.
determination table if they've got a class 3 and what it was, and just mark it 1, 2, how many however many you got, where you got it, and just go around the table, or they can do it themselves and say, okay, I got I got 1308, so I got a roll, and
I mean, that's what, during secret games in person, we're always like, okay, we're
in person. Yeah, in
Yeah.
person. This would
we're
be
at
a heck of a lot
damage tier
easier.
phase. Who's crossed a tier? And then, of course,
Right.
it's secret, so we're all checking our numbers, our total damage points lost. So, all right.
There's just a certain point where virtually it's.
Was that all the potential torpedo hits?
Yeah, that was for that turn. Yes.
All right, and now all the Japanese
All
gunfire.
right, let's see. Good gravy. What do we got here? Does he have anything he can even still fire? I'm just making sure that he starboard secondary gun lost, secondary director lost, one secondary director. I'm assuming it has two secondary directors. Shitose. All right, let's go find Shitose. All right, so secondary director. Okay, it's got two directors, so it's fine. All right. So then
this is reminding me of Napoleonics because we keep hitting your rigging and you keep hitting our hulls. We're the only ones losing DCR.
I'm going to assume. Let me get the text out of here. All right. I don't know who he was firing on last turn. He was the second in line, so he was firing on Navrin. So I will continue to fire on Navrin to not lose my. Although, let's see, I'm at 5. So I'm at 2,800 yards. All right, just putting it here just because I'm an idiot and I'll forget. All right. All right, so 2,800, I do get the extra bonus here, right? So that, hold on. Going to look at chart C1, right? C1, I get +3. Hold on. No, actually, I get +5. All right, so +5. Primary. Chitose. That's 2. All right, what is your speed for Navarin?
13. They're all 13.
Okay, so that's short. So that's a broadside. Oop, actually, it's. Would you say that's narrow or broad right there? That's probably broad. Everybody agrees it's broad here. Okay.
Yeah.
7 + 5. So I'm on the 12. I'm 12 of the chart plus 1 for size. It's 13.
Broad to Navrin. Yeah.
All right, so on 13. Okay, so we're on the 13, but then how many rounds? We got rate of fire short is 4/2, 8. No other over concentration or anything like that. So we have 8 on the 12. All right, so 8. So I got about a 36% chance, but we'll see what I get here. Of course, I don't get it. All right, so lovely. I actually looked it all up and then nothing. All right, that's fine. It's always how it is.
Always how it goes.
So that's the well, whatever. I tried to do it right. All right, so that's that. Okay, I'm going to assume he was firing like. So Ottawa. Let's just make sure it can still fire. Secondary director is out. Okay. Distance is 3,500. Okay, so we're at. Who's this? Ottawa.
Your forward guns are going to be out of arc on that one, I think. The last one you measured.
Yep. Ottawa. Okay, so we're at 1. But we're at short with the rate of fire is actually an 8. That's nice. All right. I would say that that's narrow or broad. What do you think? It's going to affect it pretty well.
Show me the measurement again.
Right from here to here.
Broad,
just on the edge of it.
Yeah, I think you're just in broad.
Yeah. All right.
Just ever so
All right. So broad 3,500 is short. Okay, and your speed was for this guy right here?
13.
Okay, so 7 makes it 8. So the 8 column rate of fire is, I think that's a 6. Yeah, 6. We got 1 gun in our there. All right. So we look at 8, 6. I got a 19% chance. Yes, I should have just rolled, but you know what? I'm trying to make sure I don't lose anything. Yeah, of course I didn't get anything. All right, so let's go here to here. Let's go ahead and just roll it. Primaries, that's going to be a miss. Primaries from Kasagi to Nakamov. That's a definite miss. Secondaries. Oh, Lord. All right. Maybe I can knock out some damn torps on your damn thing before you fire. I don't know if that's going to... I think it's probably...
Other than penetration, the secondary is actually more effective than the primaries.
Right.
The rate of fire is the killer.
It's an irony of this era of warfare, definitely.
All right, so Ottawa secondaries. I'm gonna say that this definitely is a new target, right? Let's go back to Ottawa secondaries. Good gravy. This is like point blank, right? Is there any? Okay, so it's like +8, correct? All right, hold on. Okay, short, very short. So what was the speed of this, the flotilla? 24 or something like that? Is that
26 knots.
All right, so you're still within that. So that's definitely narrow. So
I can't go 27, so I'm not.
So you're on the 10 column. 10 column with a 7 times 2, 14. 14 rounds on the 10. 14 rounds on the 10. 10K, 14 rounds. What's the next one? 14 rounds. So I got a 48% chance of hit. That's pretty good. I will use this right here. Got a 25, yes. So look at the chart. Did I get? And it's one hit wonder. I'm gonna assume that's automatically class 1 on a flotilla, or it's just F1 anyway, right? All right, so F1 damage to flotilla ships. Let's roll that. Got 52 on that. 1 torpedo tube out of action on 1 ship.
Okay, and let's randomly determine which ship. So I'll do it by 2s. So reroll that. All right. Lost a tube on the 3rd ship.
3rd ship, I'll just say that.
And I have 3 tubes per. So there's been various hits on this division. So here we go.
I don't think I did my torps right here. All right, yeah. I forgot you do it per ship, right? You count them all per ship. All right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I did it right, but whatever. I got to hit something.
Well, it didn't matter how many torpedoes you fired because it's only a chance of a single hit.
Yep, you're correct.
Other target, yeah.
You are correct, sir. All right. That's that. Secondaries here. I think he's probably just going to secondary on his original target then.
Yeah, because the rest of that line can't see the...
Right. I'm just going to say he's secondary here, so 3,500 I think still. Let's just roll for now. That might actually do it. This is the Nitaka.
How many rounds? What's the FCS?
Yeah, hold on. So I'm looking at. All right, first of all. Oh, this doesn't have secondaries. This is the one that doesn't have. Damn it. Okay, forget that. So that's that. All right. So let me
You're standing
re-roll
on the
this.
bridge saying,
Yeah.
if I had secondaries, I could have hit.
Ooh, 24 from Kasagi to knock him off.
How many rounds?
Can you get your
SES?
green? Can you move your green hand just a little bit to the right, Aaron? There you go.
3,500.
All right. All right. So who's at the front there? Kasagi. He does have secondaries.
Yeah, you had somebody who had trouble firing this turn. You skipped him, right?
One secondary. Hold on a second. He's got one secondary out of action forward starboard, so he's fine. No, he was heavy flooding to port, so he couldn't fire anyway, right? All right.
That's what I was thinking. You had a ship that couldn't fire.
Yeah, it was this guy.
I like that the Chitose just wandered out in front of our formation alone and has lived so far, having done it.
Yep. All right, so that's all that. Oh boy. All right, here we go. This is a separate target. This is a different target. These are definitely different targets. Let's just check over concentration. I'll do 2 here. 1 here. Pretty much the like line here. Like line here. Second one here. All right, so you got 6 coming at you. 2 of them are doubling up.
Okay.
All right, so then
and you don't have, right? Because you haven't fired yet.
Correct. These guys have not. So correct. Nishin on Orel. Let me get Nishin ready. You might want to get Orel kind of ready in the wings here.
So just remember, these ships are -3 in size.
Wait, which ones are?
That's a joke. No, they're all target size 1. I've been forgetting to add the target size, so thought I would remind you to do it.
Remind me to forget.
Remind you to forget. Absolutely. You have read my mind.
All right. So Nishin. Let's get some ranges on this. Nishin to here is 7.
7 and change.
Okay, so then that is. That would be medium. Medium is a broad, yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. We started with the.
What speed are these guys? This squadron?
15. Right. We started with the Japanese 3rd Division in harm's way, and now we're reverting to history just because of the preponderance of Japanese guns.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the DCS, or excuse me, the FCS is resolved at 7. That includes the size. The rate of fire on primary is 4x4, 16. So we're on the 16 rounds on this F.
And you're going from the back of my line, right?
Yeah, this guy is going here.
To the Orel. Okay.
Yep.
I'm ready for you.
All right.
You have not even scratched his paint yet.
Oh, he's about to get scratched.
Waha.
7, 16. All right, so I have a 39% chance of a hit. That's pretty reasonable. Oh, yes. 05.
Is that enough for 2 hits?
On that. Hold on. Yeah. 05 gets me 2 hits.
All right.
First hit goes against your. That might be vertical. Check.
It's going to be vertical unless it's long range. I assume you're at short or medium. You're probably at medium.
Yeah, I'm at medium.
Okay. So vertical is 6.
Okay. The vertical penetration is at medium. It's only 4.
Okay.
If I was short, I would have got it.
Yeah,
But-
percentile for the class 2.
Okay. 2.9.
Okay, that is a 214. And look up a 214. Seems like we've had a few of those. Amazing. You managed to get a DCR again. Damage to engine spaces. Reduction of maximum speed by 1 knot. Additional roll of 0, 1 to 20. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so I got, but there is a DCR, so I roll.
No, the DCR is on the additional effect.
But it's really just one minus 1 knot.
Yep. All right. So second hit location
Is a
horizontal.
05.
So my horizontal is 3. What's your horizontal penetration at this range?
It's just a 1, unfortunately.
All right. Percentiles for the class 2. 05.
Wow, I've rolled 05 3 times in almost a row.
Okay, a 203. 1 primary battery, turret, gun, or gun mount out of action next game turn. Roll determine location. It's a 50-50, so I will do the coin flip here. 1 through 5, it is the front. It's the front. All right, I have circled that for turn 7, and I lose a DCR.
All right, so I roll for a class 3.
No, you don't.
31 on. I'm sorry.
Nope. I will roll for that at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Man, all right. How are we gonna remember all that? I'm sorry. I know it seems fine on a tabletop with everybody's sheets in front of them, but it's gonna be a nightmare to remember that. All right, all right. Itzumo onboardino. Primary. Oh, 17. That's a good one.
Yeah, you might want to just take a sheet of paper in front of you and say damage effects for Nakima. No, I forgot the name of the ship. And Orel.
Okay, 7450.
Nabern. Or was it Nakamov? I forget. It was Nabern.
Itzumo on Borodino. You might want to get your Borodino shirt ready. Your shirt ready. Your sheet ready.
No, I have the first battleship division in front of me. Yeah. So.
Good for you.
So Itzumo. That it's gotta be medium, broad. Starts at a 4, goes to a 5 for the size. No over concentration stayed with it.
I can only assume I got the wind gauge on you, and my hull are up out of the water because you're getting all the hull shots.
Okay, or rate of fire is 4 by. Is that a full broad? Yes, it is 4 by 4. So 16 rounds on the 5 table.
16 on the 5.
Yeah, I got 28% chance with the rate of fire. Help me out there. So yeah. No. So no primary here. Let me do a primary. Adzuma Alexander. No, actually, Adzuma's.
Their primary is a lot faster than ours.
I made a mistake there. Idzuma was actually firing on Orel. These two were firing like this.
Okay.
So whatever. It doesn't really change anything there, really. All right. Adzuma is on Borodino, so just go ahead and keep the Borodino out. That is at 7450 still. That's Adzuma. Okay, bear with me. Okay, that is medium, broad. Starts at a 5, goes to a 6. Rate of fire is on medium 4 by 4. Same. So let's just roll it from here. Nope. No on the primary here. Going to Tokiwa. Tokiwa to Alexander. Let's get rid of all this other stuff. Is 15.5. So roughly 8.
Mhm.
Just about 8.
8, but not over, which matters.
Right, exactly.
8 yards.
All right.
Throw crockery at each
All
other.
right. So that's probably medium. Then. All right. I'm going to Tokiwa. Primary, medium. You're within that. Broadside 5.6. We're back up to 6. We got Tokiwa. How many rounds? First fire, so we're not changing. 4x4, 16. So it's 6 on the 6. It's 16 on the 6. 16 on the 6. 6, 16. You got a 33% chance. Let me use the same ones I've been using. I got it. 30. Oh, that was close.
Man, look at that.
Tokiwa to Alexander. All right, so that's 1 hit.
I can't help but notice you're firing twice as many primary rounds as us. So what's your vertical penetration?
I got a 65, so I'm pretty sure that's...
Yeah, it's vertical.
All right. And then here is for your damage. Oh, wait.
No, hold
sorry.
on.
Sorry.
What's your vertical penetration at 8,000 yards?
4.
Okay, this is a class 2. And you rolled a 15 for the class 2, which is a 204. I think we just did this. So once again, your class 2s with DCRs. 204. Secondary battery, turret, or gun mount out of action next game turn. Roll determine location. I have 6, so I will reroll 7 through 0. Number 6 is out of action turn 7. Duly noted. That's it.
And then the Yakumo primaries. So just watch for now to see if it's in here. Oops, it probably does hit. Yakumo. Let's do it for real.
Now you have to run the numbers.
All right, a second. It's a burden.
It's a burden.
All right, so that's pretty same thing. All right, so then is he Yakumo? Okay, so 4x4, still 4x4, still 6, so 6 on the 16 still. And then what do I got? 31 on there. I think it's 1 hit. Yeah, it's 1 hit on your vertical, and then my penetration vertical medium is 4.
Okay, this is class 2.
Okay.
We're not on the Borodin anymore. We're on Alexander.
No, you're way up here.
Oh, I'm on the Suvorov. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing Yakumo versus Suvorov primaries.
Okay.
So this is a class 2 on your 79.
238. Actually. 1 secondary battery director is out of action. Permanent. All right. And
Roll for which one that is.
Well, it's secondary. So.
Oh, it's just the battery. I'm sorry. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
director.
Director. Oh, hold on. Let me change that because I wrote that wrong.
And I have noted the loss of a secondary director.
That could be bad if you get another.
Yeah, we have a variety around the fleet of director.
I think that's it. Let me just. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get any secondaries on that. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep. I think that's everybody.
Okay. So, did you take any DCR losses this turn?
Go look. Did this Ottawa got 2? Looks like.
All right, so you're going to roll on the class 3 twice, and you're not crippled yet, right?
Oh, 08
All right.
on Ottawa.
Okay, and what's 08 on that chart?
Is 301.
Damage to primary battery directors and damage to torpedo tube mounts. Reduce the gunnery FCS value at all ranges for all primary battery guns according to the current DCR. You're going to reduce FCS by 1.
On primaries.
Yeah. For duration of game, when attempting to launch torpedoes, you must roll 01 through 25 to launch. What I like to do when something like that's up is I circle the whole torpedo section of the sheet and write that there, so it's more obvious to me. All right, your second roll.
Yep.
All right.
41 is a 317.
All primary and secondary battery mounts in one section may be out of action due to structural damage as determined by current DCR status. All mounts in affected section may not fire for the duration of the game. DCR is above 50%.
It is above it.
Yep. Mounts in section are out of action on a roll of 01 to 30. So let's start with the roll. Yes. So now you need to determine the section that's out. So basically just look at how many sections have guns in them and then randomize
And
that.
this is primary or secondary? I can't remember.
You can be both if they're in the same section. That's not typical with these ships.
Okay, so the sections are the 1, 2, 3, 4, like the boxes there.
Right. There's 9 boxes.
Yeah. Right.
And then I think though in practice it's got to be a box that has something in it. In other words,
so
it's
going to be 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll just do like a here. I'll figure it out. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's going to be the 1. So in the front. Front box out of action.
Yep, and that's permanent.
Yep. So Ottawa's pretty toast there.
Mm-hmm. So that's all your DCRs.
Yeah,
I have 1, and that was
like
the
3 of them here.
Yeah, Aaron. Right, Aaron has more.
And there's 1 here. There's 1 here. There's
on the
3
Orel,
here.
right?
And then for you, what did you get?
The Orel has 1, so I'm rolling that.
All right,
now.
go ahead and just do that one then.
Yeah. And 44 on the Orel is 318. So 318. Damage to feed water pumps. At a roll of 01 to 15 at the beginning of the movement phase of the next game turn, that causes the ship to lose all propulsion. So I'm going to end the mystery and roll that right now. I do not. Okay.
Damn, that would have been nice. All right. That would make a nice little mystery. All right.
It's like the scene in Hitchhiker's Guide to say, we're just going to explain to you now that the only thing bad that's going to happen in the next few minutes is that Arthur Dent's going to bruise his arm. With that over with, now we can get to all the suspense and violence.
42.
Yes, exactly.
How many roads must a mouse walk down?
All right, so let's do the Navarin. There's 3 of them.
We'll just replace your brain with a computer, a very simple computer. All it has to do is say, what time is tea?
So the Navarin of 3, right?
Yeah, you got to roll 3 of these bad boys. So let's just roll them all. So let's
76.
76. Hold on a second. I'll mark them down for you. Hold on. Oh, good gravy. All right, 76. Go ahead. And then
99. That's got to be good, right? 99.
Right,
no, it'll be great.
And then a what?
And the 33.
All
Okay.
right, here we go.
So we
What
said
is
the
this?
first one was
76.
all right. So look at your chart and see what you have in class 3 for 76. There's every chance it's a dash.
And this is the Navaroff, right?
Yeah,
Navarin?
Navarin. Yeah,
Navarin. And
Navarin?
sorry, what was the
Navaroff?
number? 60
76, right?
76.
is a dash.
Okay. And the 99?
Is a dash.
Okay. And 33.
Is a 314.
All right. Reduce your top speed by 1 knot. Have you received enough damage control rating losses to be at or below the red number on the DCR?
Hold on, let's see.
The answer to that is no.
Okay, then we're done.
I didn't think so. All right, so then there's 1 on the
Constant
Nakamov.
K. Collect your bonus.
There's 1 here on the Nakamov as well.
We just did the Nakamov.
I
Well, we
roll
might
a
need-
03. Is that right?
Yes. So
Hold. I'm. Oh, on the Nakamov. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Here.
And what is the 03 on your class 3 chart? The Nakamov. I learned
for
my
the
lesson
Nakamov is
302.
302. Yeah.
I've learned never to assume they're the same now. So, all right. Loss of communication to engine rooms and control of helm. No emergency turns possible. Standard turns are reduced by 50% permanently. So cross
what I'll
out
do-
emergency turn and change standard turn to half. It's probably from 60 to 30. All commands for change in speed require a roll. Unsuccessful roll means no change in speed. Because you are above 50%, you need a 0-1 to 50 to change speed. So that means you're probably going your new top speed, depending.
Anytime a ship loses a DCR, I'll put a yellow go marker next to it. That way, at the
That'll-
end of the turn,
yeah, that'll work,
we know
yeah.
that there's how many where are and how many.
It's just amazing. We're getting
Something.
class 1s on you and no DCRs, and you're getting class 2s on us and working DCRs.
That's exactly right. That's what I was planning. No, I'm just kidding.
Haha. And well, on the torpedo, that was good. So.
Can I send commands to my engine room just by text?
They will succeed on a 0-1 through 50.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So time-wise,
You could send a runner.
Let me just say it's noon. Do we want to agree to 1 full more turn and then just kind of shake hands and separate? I don't know.
That's good for me. I mean, my ships are disintegrating, but there you go.
Do you want to do one more full turn or not?
Sure.
Give time
If we're not going to do another session, then we may as well do a little more violence.
Unless you want to save it and do 1 more session, but I don't
I
mind.
don't think we don't know who's won yet. It'd be nice to have Thomas come back and do another session. So
I think I'd almost rather wait for that because
okay.
it's getting a little difficult for me to handle the entire Japanese fleet.
I agree with you there. Yeah, let's save it. Let's see if we can
All
get one more session
save it.
together.
Let's see if we can do 1 more session with Tom available, and I have no idea when I can do it, but probably within a week or 2, whenever.
We'll get it done by Christmas.
All right, hold on. Let me save it. I just feel like we'll probably go beyond the hour if we do another one. So.
Oh yeah, it took us 2 hours to do a turn. I think that's probably what we can be looking at here. So it would be faster in person. We'd have multiple copies of the rules in front of us.
Yeah, and the ship logs.
Yeah.
And
Most of us have the ship logs sitting in front of us. Yeah, on paper. But so.
Okay, well that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You really do need those. But
yeah.
I got to tell you, I mean, even in person, with 6 or 8 guys around the table in the early play tests, Tsushima never went beyond 6 hours.
Really?
Yeah. And at the conventions where we ran it easily was done in 3.5, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. I was impressed how many people and how many ships were playing the Philippines game at Huracan.
Yeah, I think if you're sitting there If you're sitting there staring at only 4 or 5 sheets yourself, then I think it would go.
We need more players on each side of it to really be picking, and more people reading the books, which means you need to be able to do more than one voice channel at a time, and that's I mean, we're talking Zoom breakout rooms at that point.
Yeah, and one of the other things that was we had going on in the early playtests is we just didn't have one admiral in command of each fleet. We had sub commands where you would have rear admiral commanding each of the divisions, and one admiral doing commands for the fleet. So he would command the divisions, and the divisions would then command their ships.
So see, I figured it out. It's weird. It's coming up on wintertime. We all need to be in one physical space. You all need to come to Florida so we can play this game in person.
Absolutely. It's going to be like, 85 degrees here today. So
what is the next convention that y'all would be running anything at?
Recon.
Recon.
In April.
When is that?
End of April.
Yeah. Might be able to do that.
I will say a friend of mine
of Florida is it?
From Korea met me at Huracan. So that's the standard we're setting here.
Yeah. Well,
I like that you hold Huracan not in the hurricane season.
Oh, it's hurricane season.
Oh, it was hurricane
year.
season. We got it a week later. We got the hurricane.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But we even had 2 guys from one from the UK, one from I think it was Wales, maybe.
No, we had my friend I met, JC. He actually works in like war game simulations in South Korea for the army. So he was in Florida anyway. He didn't fly for Huracan, but anyway, he came to Huracan, met me. So we went to high school together.
Yeah, the 2 guys from the UK came.
Amazing.
Came down. They played both. Both of the first AOTF games. So
nice.
I have one question about torpedo. Particularly, obviously torpedo firing from a flotilla. Does each ship have to pick a unique target, or is it one target for the whole flotilla?
No, they can pick whatever ship they want to fire.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So that's just I was gonna next turn these guys, if they're still alive in the torpedo phase.
And that's the one thing I did horribly wrong here. I really should have picked 4 independent targets and tried to predict all 4 of them, right?
You could have and you could have done different predictions, so some of the torpedoes would be on target. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's
my concern. The whole 5 inches to to another target getting 1.
That is a big area.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't want a house rule, but that would be my only little thing. That would be my only
I don't know. Did you and I do torpedoes in any of the Secret games we did together? Because in there you're doing a lot more fine grain.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I like these rules, but I think the only thing I would probably maybe adjust that to 3 inches, maybe.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure
because
this comes out of the
whole thing being, you've made that guess and you've missed the one, and then all of a sudden these other 2 have at least still a chance to get hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the one you were going for, you had no chance of hitting, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it looks different when you've got like even 3,000 scale models on the table. 5 inches, is not much.
Right. Yeah, and it's just this being early. You're going after a whole battle line, and that's why you would have. They're all passing through the area. I totally get the logic that if you look at where they moved, they definitely intersect with the torpedo tracks. So I think it's
totally. No,
it's
the rules
certainly
good. The rules
it's possible. But if you're doing Sea Creek, then you're actually like you plot an actual course for the torpedoes, and then we see what moves intersect with the right half of the torpedo chart and everything. I feel like I know whether I'm doing my torpedo commands correctly based on whether they're on that template in Sea Creek. And that's a lot of work if you're doing things at this scale with flotillas.
Yeah, the closest rule set.
It's too much bookkeeping.
I've done Dawn of the Battleship, of course, and that's kind of maybe halfway between that a little bit complexity wise, right? I mean, you still track it, but you just got to get within. Can't remember
Yeah.
the exact distance. I think it's only like
am
a line
reading
trip.
a super detailed book called "To Hold the Narrow Seas" about the English Channel, World War II, and I keep coming up with flotilla scenarios. So I may have to actually like put one on paper.
We need to do a Solomon's Island. Sea Creek.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah. We
yeah.
could do
I'd be
Tassafaronga or one of those.
yeah something.
All the night rules and so on. Yeah.
I got Battle Off Ulsan coming up mid. I'm doing one in mid-November here locally in Raleigh area. So
Neat. Neat.
that's only a few. As we played that. Well, actually, we played that with Secret, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I've done that one with many rule sets. So it'll be interesting. I think that's a really good intro size battle for this. Right? You can manage that very quick.
Sure. Yeah, and then the classic Sea games are River Plate and Denmark Strait. Yeah, and Coronel. Those three people played over and over and over. Yeah. And then the first time I ever played Sea Creek 4 was Dogger Bank.
Yeah.
Way back
I particularly think this rule set in particular, I think, does very well for pre-dread and dread.
Did you play in the Coronel and Falklands at Huracan?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I was only there on Saturday, and
okay, that was a Friday scenario.
Yeah, and your afternoon scenario was Admiralty, so I wouldn't play in the DBA tournament.
No, well, I mean, we did Coronel and the Falklands. 1 4-hour session. We got both battles done.
That's amazing. That's definitely a different rhythm from Sea Creek.
Yeah. Well, and I will say we did at the conventions a real lifesaver for us for the AOTF games, especially since we're doing it in the main ballroom with lots of noise and stuff, is having Enigma, our computerized damage system available. So
yeah, that's interesting. What type of, how complicated is the interface to that, or how quick is the interface to that?
It's pretty easy. It's right. It's an access based program, and the whoever is handling it, whether it's the GOD or somebody who's doing it, all they have to do is they perform the turn normally. They just report specific information to the guy who's handling Enigma. It's basically the firing ship, target ship, range, battery, whether it's primary or secondary, and the number of hits scored. And then it does this wonderful little printout that on a receipt printer.
It's almost like that person. It's almost like that person would need to be like a statistician at a game where they're basically nobody else has. It's almost like it would be their imperative to know exactly who's doing exactly like you said, and just kind of input it as it's happening. Interesting. I'm just trying to.
It's nice because it gives the person's got a record of the damage that they receive and tells them everything they really need to know.
Does the data, does it like save it as a game session? Like it has a turn by turn. Does it have like a database of record of that match as a whole?
At the end of the game, you can print out a PDF on regular size paper that's got I think there's 2 different versions. One that's by turn and the other by ship. So it says whatever damage, if you do it by ship, it's like, okay, you pick the ship. Well, it actually does everything right now in alphabetical order, but it'll tell you at the end of the game how many hits Saidlet scored and on what ships. And then if you do it by turn, it does turn by turn who scored, what hits and what damage they did. So
is that something that's going to be available to the the gaming populace, or is that something?
Oh
else?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got to kick the developer in the butt to get things going.
Is
Gotcha.
there as I mentioned to you, I think you kind of mentioned this, the application, and it uses like what, a 3.5-inch printer, or at least by default that's what it says.
Yeah, the 80
But
millimeter.
are there other output capabilities of it? Is it able to produce a PDF of it or anything, or is it?
It not because you're doing this real time,
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not like, I mean, unless you can figure out a way to print something like this as a PDF and give it to somebody, I don't know.
Right.
How that would work.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So
does it keep track of the damage per ship so that you
No.
effectively?
Well, it does keep track, but only as a report at the end. You still have to.
You still got to keep your sheet tight.
You still got to keep your sheet. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's it makes a big difference when you're at a convention or in person, where you got a game going, and
so you don't have to tell it vertical versus horizontal. It's going to compute all that.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it also it also computes any other rolls that would have to be made that turn for.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really popular.
We think so too.
Yeah, it's a good.
And that's driven by a database of ships, is it? So that you can just basically say, here's a list of ships that we want to battle.
Yeah, the way we're still trying to figure out the best way to handle that. Right now, the developers got all of the scenarios that we've run in there, and you basically pick the scenario, and it shows, okay, it's already got all the ships in there for the battle, and when you run a turn, you got to pick the firing ship, pick the target ship, and then put the information in, which takes a few seconds basically.
This sounds fantastic. I mean, I think it would significantly increase the enjoyment, right? Just streamlining the mechanics as opposed to enjoying the play.
Yeah, well, everybody that's played in our scenarios at Recon and Hurricane, we didn't use it up at Historicon, but everybody that's they love it. So like I said,
you do still have to tell it you got a hit, or is it going to determine the hit?
No, you have to roll for your hits like you normally would.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely would cut off time, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
people still want to roll for their hits.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to see if they can get an 01 and get 5 hits,
This battle's just amazing looking from high altitude.
It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If you trust in the lottery, then I'll let the computer do the rolling for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this was as a little bit of a hot wash. This was a good move because it got me to not hit the original, but what you weren't prepared for was the 01 roll.
That was awesome luck. Yeah.
Sorry,
but we figured there was a whole storm of torpedoes coming at us, and we better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Now I know how to do that.
I'm somewhat surprised actually with the. I thought this period the damage control would be pretty poor. So you make any hole under the waterline, and my ship's going down. But that seems not to be the case.
The good news here is how small the torpedoes were. But yeah, absolutely. By the time you get to World War I,
the war has
mines and torpedoes just sink things left and right because the ships haven't caught up, even with torpedo bulges. So that's how you lose Kitchener, and that's the single best thing the Germans ever did for the British war effort.
So I'll reach out again to folks to see when you want to do that last.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of marathon that one out a little bit if we have to.
Just a quick side note. Tomorrow is the 81st anniversary of the sinking of the USS Reuben James.
Oh, wow.
So there's a great website out there. Well, it's on YouTube. The guy did a whole page, and to the background of Kingston Trio's The Good Reuben James, they list all of the 100 sailors that died.
That is my mom's favorite band.
Oh,
Kingston Trio, yeah.
Mine too, actually.
Oh, there we go.
I've always loved the Kingston. In fact, they're responsible for me getting into this stuff to begin with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, well, to hear, if you listen to the Reuben James, if you listen to that song, and you're 10 years old, man, it's pretty impressionable, you know.
I always especially liked MTA. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Have a good one. Have a good one.
Right.
Yeah, take care, all.